Welcome back. The travel industry has suffered greatly during the coronavirus pandemic. Thousands of jobs on the line due to quarantine restrictions. But the industry is fighting back, with the magazine Travel Trade Gazette using the hashtag SaveTravel. The campaign has drafted a letter to the Chancellor and the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, calling for specific financial support for the industry. Pleased to say we can speak now to the editor of the Travel Trade Gazette and the leader of the hashtag SaveTravel campaign, Sophie Griffiths. Sophie, good to see you this morning. There can be no one watching this at the moment who doesn't understand just how difficult things have been for the travel sector at the moment. But try and put it into some kind of numbers for us. What kind of a financial hit has there been on travel in the UK?
Yeah, this crisis has been awful for every industry, but for the UK travel industry, this has been catastrophic. We've had ABTA warning a week ago that 39,000 jobs across the outbound travel sector, which equates to 20% of roles, have already been lost or placed at risk. Now, this rises to 90,000 if you take into account supply chains. We've seen the collapse of STA Travel. We've had, household names like Shearings, Flybe, Cruise and Maritime Voyages have all collapsed, and we are asking for urgent sector-specific support, or we are going to see more failures and more job losses. Every day we're reporting on news of redundancies. We had 600 roles at risk at Gatwick announced on Friday. This just can't go on, and the government has to provide urgent sector-specific support for this industry if we're to save hundreds of thousands of jobs.
How much of an issue has the quarantine list been? Countries seemingly moving on and off at a moment's notice. I understand that there will be plenty of people trying to get back from Portugal in the next 24 hours, for example.
Yeah, that's the thing. This morning, we've obviously got more headlines about is Portugal going to be placed back on the list. It's created a huge level of uncertainty. We had a glimmer of hope at the start of summer. It looked like perhaps the summer season was going to be back on and people started travelling and booking their holidays. And of course, we then had the news about Spain, and Spain was put on the quarantine list. And since then, every Thursday, everybody's been waiting with bated breath for the next destination to be announced and put on that quarantine list. And it's created huge uncertainty in the market. And it's just devastating. Travel firms are having to pay out all of these refunds. They haven't got very many staff in. They've had no money coming in, so they've had to be making the most of the furlough schemes. They've got no staff to deal with these refunds, and they can't keep paying money out and having no money come in. It's not sustainable. There has to be urgent support for this industry.
I understand the pressures that are clearly being brought to bear upon the industry at the moment, but at the same time, what else could the government have done? I mean, they are, in essence, having to keep an eye on infection rates, the R number in various countries around the world in real time, and they often have to turn on a sixpence when it comes to putting countries back on that quarantine list.
Yeah, of course. And, the health and safety of the British public is paramount. Nobody is arguing that. But what we are asking the government is to look at other methods. So airport testing, for instance, is being trialled quite successfully in other countries like Iceland, like Germany. We want the government to look at that. There was talk that ministers were going to be meeting. There might have been news. Nothing has been forthcoming on that. And we are asking for that to be looked at urgently, because that would enable the industry to restart. And the way it would work is that you would do a test when you arrived at Heathrow, and Heathrow has its scheme all ready to go. You would do a test, and then 7 days later, you would do another test. So that could halve the quarantine. At the moment it's 14 days. That could be a 7-day quarantine instead. And at least measures like that would enable people to feel a bit more confident to start booking again, to be able to go travelling and enjoy their holiday. Because at the moment, the industry just can't restart. It's incredibly frustrating.
How close are we to parts of the UK-based travel industry requiring bailing out?
Oh, well, that's the question, isn't it? We've heard that these jobs are going to be lost, hundreds of thousands. September is always a crucial time. It's the end of the summer period, but there hasn't been a summer period for the UK travel industry. This is the really frustrating thing. And then we had Portugal on the map, and that was very exciting. People were possibly going to go in September. Sort of older couples tend to enjoy the Algarve in September, October, and then we had half term. If Portugal is now placed back on the map, it's going to be even more catastrophic for the UK travel industry. And we will see firms go under, and we will see jobs lost. And we are asking the government to look at that. And that's why we've organised this hashtag SaveTravel campaign. That's why we are asking Grant Shapps, Rishi Sunak to consider direct sector-specific support for this industry.
Sophie Griffiths, head of the hashtag SaveTravel campaign. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for being with us.